Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Modern Glam Home Podcast. This is the podcast for those that love the modern glam interior design style, and it's where we explore the art of transforming your living space into a stunning oasis. Now, I'm your host. My name is Candy. Some of you may know me from my DIY channel, DIY Design by CCW, and today we have a really exciting episode lined up for you. Now, today we're going to be discussing how to take a home from drab to modern glam fab. And if you're ready to give your living space a stylish makeover, then you've come to the right place. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty details, let's first understand what it means to create a modern glam fab home. Now, just as a refresher, modern glam is a style of interior design that combines contemporary design elements with glamorous and luxurious touches. And it's characterized by a sleek, polished look and also incorporates shiny metallic accents, plush fabrics, bold statement pieces, etc. Now, again, that modern glam fab is all about combining contemporary design elements with that touch of elegance, opulence, and even a splash of glamour. And it's about achieving the perfect balance between sleek, modern aesthetics and luxurious accents. All right, now step one in our transformation journey is decluttering and creating a clean canvas for the makeover. Now, in this segment, I'll discuss with you some practical tips and techniques to help you organize your space effectively and basically discuss some decluttering strategies, maybe some storage solutions, and just really how to create a clutter-free environment that serves as a foundation for a modern glam home. All right, so now let's get into the steps involved with decluttering your modern glam home. All the while, you want to organize it, but you also want to maintain that luxurious and stylish aesthetic. So, number one, you want to set a goal. Determine the desired outcome for your decluttering project and visualize how you want your space to look and feel once it's decluttered. Step 2, take inventory. Access the items in each room and identify what you want to keep, what you want to donate or sell, and what needs to just be thrown away. Consider the functionality and aesthetic and appeal of each of those items. Now, start with one room at a time. Decluttering an entire home at once can really be overwhelming, and you don't want to do that. So begin with one room. Preferably the most cluttered one, and then work your way through each space. Sort items into categories. Create designated piles for different categories such as keep, donate or sell, or discard. Make sure to be ruthless in your decision-making process and avoid keeping items that you no longer need or love. Now, then you want to go ahead and clear your surfaces. Modern glam homes often feature clean, minimalist surfaces. So remove any unnecessary items from your countertops, your tables, your shelves, because what the goal here is to create a sleek and clutter-free look. Organize your storage areas. Maybe if you can, invest in some stylish storage solutions that will match your modern glam aesthetic. Maybe you could use baskets, boxes, bins, etc. to organize and hide items that are not on display, such as paperwork, electronics, or maybe just, miscellaneous items. Now, here's the tough part. Streamline the furniture. Assess your furniture pieces and remove any that are not functional or do not align or don't align anymore with your modern glam style. Opt for furniture with clean lines and that minimalistic design. Pay attention to your details. Focus on smaller details and focusing on the smaller details contribute to that overall clutter-free environment. Declutter and organize items like your books, magazines, any decorative objects, and any accessories that you may have. Display selectively. We're going to talk more about tabletops and shelves a little bit further on in this episode, but in a modern glam home, you want to select a few statement pieces or artwork to display prominently. Avoid overcrowding surfaces with too many decorative items. The other thing, you want to maintain organization. Once you're decluttered and organized and your space is organized, put together a routine to maintain that cleanliness and that orderliness, right? We don't want to do all of this and then have it just, be a mess a month, a week, or whatever it is later. Regularly assess your belongings and ensure that everything has a designated place. Lastly, remember that decluttering is a gradual process, so it's important that you be patient with yourself. Take some breaks when needed. Hey, get some help if you can, and celebrate your progress along the way. All right, so now that our place is decluttered and clean and fresh, the next thing we're going to do is look at our color palette. So in this segment, we're going to talk about the color palette and how it can make or break your design. Modern glam fab homes often feature a neutral color scheme with pops of vibrant colors and metallic accents, which we talked about in other episodes. So we're going to go a little bit further and maybe to explore some different color combinations and even discuss how to choose the right hues for each room, and also provide some tips on creating a cohesive color palette throughout your home. Right, so now we're going to get a little bit more into choosing the right color palette for your modern glam home. Now, when it comes to color palette choices for modern glam homes, it's really all about creating a sophisticated and luxurious atmosphere while incorporating some contemporary elements as well. Now, here's a few popular color palettes that will work well to take your modern glam home from drab to fab. Now, the first one and my personal favorite is Neutral Elegance. Neutral Elegance consists of shades of white, cream, and beige, and it creates a serene and elegant base. Now, you can add touches of metallic accents like gold, silver, or copper, or even rose gold to give it that glamorous touch. And of course, you can incorporate your textures through fabrics such as velvet or faux fur to add some depth and some richness. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about choosing the proper or the correct textiles, or how to choose your textiles a little bit, further along in the episode. Now, another popular color palette is jewel tones. Jewel tones consist of going with deep and rich jewel tones like emerald green, sapphire blue, amethyst purple, and they can all make a bold statement. Now, what you want to do is pair jewel tones with neutral shades like maybe gray or black to kind of balance the overall look. And you can still bring in those metallic accents in brass or gold to add that touch of luxury and sophistication. Now, another popular color palette is Monochromatic Glam. Now, with this, you color palette, you stick to a single color but play with different shades and tones of that single color. For instance, or example, you can choose gray, use light and dark shades of gray along with metallic silver accents. Now, when you do that, you also want to incorporate some reflective surfaces like mirrored furniture or maybe glass accessories to enhance that glam wow factor. Another color palette is blush and gold. I love this one. Blush and gold is soft blush pink combined with gold accents, and it creates a more feminine and glamorous look. You can opt for muted blush tones rather than overly vibrant pinks for a more sophisticated feel. You can also mix in maybe white or cream elements to maintain an overall light and airy ambiance. Now, then we can't leave out black and white. This is a classic combination, and black and white really never goes out of style, does it? You can use a white base with black accents to create a sleek and modern look and incorporate patterns like stripes or maybe geometric designs to add visual interest. Or you can even sneak in a little pop of color or maybe one of the metallic accents, again, like the gold or the silver or even the copper, to again continue to add that glamorous touch. Now remember, these are just suggestions. You can always personalize your color palette to suit your tastes and preferences. Consider the natural light in your home when you're choosing your color palette, your existing furniture and decor, and the overall ambiance that you want to create when finalizing your color choices. All right, now let's just briefly touch on how to choose the correct hues for different parts of your home. Of course, you want to consider the room functions. Different rooms have different purposes, and the color choices should reflect their function. For example, bedrooms often benefit from calming and soothing hues such as soft blues or lavender. Living areas you can incorporate bold and glamorous tones such as maybe emerald greens or deep jewel tones. Again, always remember to mix in when you can those metallic accents. It really is the signature element of the modern glam style. Incorporate those accents as I've shared before, gold, silver, rose gold. You can do it through lighting fixtures, hardware, decorative accessories, etc., just to continue to add that extra touch of luxury and glamour to any room. Try to create contrast. To make your color palette visually interesting, incorporate some contrast. Pair light neutrals with dark hues or vibrant pops of color. For example, a room with light gray walls can be overwhelmed by a bold navy blue sofa or a deep purple accent wall. And you want to maintain consistency. While you want to create contrast, it's also essential to maintain consistency throughout the home. So choose a few colors that will be repeated in different rooms, creating a cohesive flow. For example, if you have a soft pink accent in the living room, you can also echo that color in smaller doses in your bedroom or hallway. Also, consider light and space. The amount of natural light and the size of each room should also influence your color choices. Darker hues can make a small room feel even smaller, while lighter colors can open up the space. If a room lacks natural light, opt for lighter hues to brighten it up. Do test swatches. Before committing to a particular color, always test paint swatches on the wall. because lighting conditions and the surrounding elements can affect how a color appears in different spaces. Live with the swatches for a few days to see how they interact with the room's lighting and other design elements. You know what? This is something I do all the time. Seek inspiration. Look for inspiration in interior design magazines, online platforms like Pinterest. I absolutely love Pinterest. I'm there all the time. Or even by visiting maybe Modern Glam themed showrooms. Yeah, walk through your favorite furniture store or showroom to get an idea for, what you like and what appeals to you. Pay attention to how professional designers incorporate colors and create that cohesive look, and then you can adapt and personalize those ideas to suit your own tastes. Remember, choosing the right hues for a modern glam home is really a personal process. So take your time, experiment with different combinations, and trust your instincts by considering the style, room function, etc. You can create a consistent color palette, and you'll be able to achieve a cohesive and visually appealing modern glam home. All right, so now we're going to dive a little deeper into furniture and decor. We're going to explore the key furniture pieces and accessories that can elevate your space and give it a modern glam fab vibe. We're going to talk about luxurious velvet sofas, statement pieces like chandeliers, mirrored accents, and then how to select and arrange these elements to create that visually striking yet functional living area. All right, so now we're going to touch on just a few elements about choosing the furniture for your modern glam home. Now we've decluttered, we've, basically chosen our color palette. So now we want to dig in and define our furniture pieces. Now, first thing I say, you've done your decluttering, the pieces that you kept, I think that's where you start. You may have kept some pieces that really can define and anchor your space. You don't have to go out and buy everything new. Like I said, consider that color palette. Make sure, if you're, opting for neutral tones as your base, such as white or grays, then maybe consider adding that pop of bold, vibrant color and bring that in through your accessories or maybe accent furniture. Again, can't say it enough, don't forget your metallic finishes. Now, furniture, if you're trying to create a modern glam look, you should go for sleek and clean lines. Furniture that has clean, straight lines, achieve that more modern look. You don't want to go for the ornate or overly decorative designs because that will lean more towards the traditional style. You can look for furniture maybe that's smooth, polished, kind of gives you that more minimalistic detailing. You definitely want to look for furniture in luxurious materials, maybe velvet, satin, faux fur. You can try faux fur for your upholstery. Don't forget to incorporate those mirrored surfaces such as glass or maybe even acrylic elements in your tables or your shelving units because these materials evoke a sense of elegance and sophistication. Don't forget that statement piece. Maybe you already own it, but if you don't, you definitely want to invest in a statement piece. A modern glam fab space can feature eye-catching pieces that will serve as a focal point, such as maybe a tufted velvet sofa, a unique chandelier, an oversized floor mirror, or maybe a beautiful coffee table. Now, these pieces can elevate the overall aesthetic and create a luxurious atmosphere. Now, mix your textures and your finishes. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about choosing the right textures and textiles in a minute or two, but experiment with different textures and finishes because that can add depth, and interest to your space. For example, pair sleek leather chairs with a plush velvet ottoman, or combine a glossy lacquered table with a shaggy rug. Mixing textures and finishes can create a visually captivating environment. Now, don't forget balance and proportion. Pay attention to balance and proportion when selecting your furniture. Ensure that the size and the scale of the furniture pieces are appropriate for the room. A harmonious blend of different furniture items will create a cohesive and inviting space. Don't forget functionality, and don't forget about your comfort. While focusing on aesthetics, don't compromise on that functionality and that comfort. Choose furniture that not only looks stylish, but also serves its purpose well. Comfortable seating, ample storage options, versatile pieces will enhance the practicality of your modern glam fab home. Now layer those accessories. Complete the look by layering accessories and decor items. Add some plush throw pillows, decorative cushions, luxurious throws to your seating area, etc. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about those finishing touches in a minute, but also pay attention to details. Those smaller details really can make or break your space. Remember, creating a modern glam fab space is all about combining contemporary aesthetics with luxurious elements. So have fun, explore some different options, but most of all, trust your instincts and create a stylish and glamorous home. All right, so we all know that lighting plays a crucial element in setting the mood and ambiance of your home, no matter what your style. Now, in a modern glam home, lighting is even more important. And in this segment, we're going to talk about some techniques such as layered lighting, accent lighting, how to place or the strategic placement rather of your lamps and fixtures, and then just how to create an inviting atmosphere while highlighting key design features in your space. All right, so now let's talk about how to choose some lighting elements to take our modern glam home from drab to fab. First, set a goal. We know that, we've already determined that you love modern glam, right? And you know that incorporates sleek lines, luxurious finishes, touches of glamour and all that. But you should still have a clear design goal while selecting your lighting choices. Now, one option is layer lighting. Now, to do layer lighting, you can do is create depth and dimension by incorporating multiple layers of lighting. Now, that can include maybe adding some ambient lighting, general illumination, some task lighting, which would be lighting focused for specific activities, or maybe even incorporating some accent lighting, which that accent lighting you would have highlight maybe an architectural feature or some element of your decor. But again, layering your lighting can help create depth and really bring your space to, make it next level, right? Consider scale and proportions. When you're choosing the lighting fixtures, make sure that they are proportionate to the size of the room and some of the other elements within it. Oversized fixtures can make a statement, while too small fixtures can appear out of space. Or out of place rather. So ensure the fixtures that you choose complement the scale of the room and other furniture pieces. Now, select statement pieces. Opt for lighting fixtures that serve as a statement piece for your home. Chandeliers. Can't talk enough about chandeliers with those beautiful crystal accents, sleek pendant lights, maybe floor lamps, can also add a touch of glam. But basically, you want to look for and incorporate luxurious materials, as we've discussed in other episodes, like metal, glass, or crystal. You're going to hear me talk about metallic finishes over and over again because they instantly add that modern glam and glamorous touch. So you want to consider fixtures that maybe have brushed brass, polished chrome, or rose gold touches. Again, all of those elements can add that extra touch and that sense of sophistication to your home. Think about incorporating dimmers. They're inexpensive, first of all, and you can install dimmer switches that kind of control the intensity of your lighting. This will allow you to create different moods and adjust the level of brightness according to different occasions or activities. Pay attention to your bulbs. Choose the right bulbs for your lighting fixtures. LED bulbs are energy efficient and offer a wide range of color temperatures to create the desired ambiance. Consider warm white or maybe soft white for a cozy and inviting atmosphere. Now, you want to also make sure that you're highlighting your architectural features. Use lighting that will draw attention to features such as a textured wall, or maybe beautiful art pieces, or some sort of decorative molding in your home. If you have installed some beautiful wall sconces or recessed lighting, that can also add add that extra drama and help emphasize some of these elements. Also, don't forget your natural light. Maximize your natural light by keeping windows unobstructed. We talked about that a couple episodes back. And then use sheer or light colored window treatments whenever you can. Natural light adds a fresh and eerie feel to any space, and it can enhance that overall glam aesthetic. Now, personalize with accessories. Complement your lighting choices with other glam accessories such as mirrors, metallic accents, plush rugs. We're going to talk more about adding these accent pieces a little further into the segment. But all of these elements work together to create a cohesive and stylish environment. Lastly, remember lighting is a key element of any interior design, and by selecting the right fixtures and considering the overall aesthetic, you can elevate your home from drab to modern glam fab. All right, so lastly, we can't forget about the finishing touches. These small details bring everything together. Now, in this last part, we're going to explore textiles a little bit further, including luxurious drapes, rugs, textured throw pillows. We'll even discuss the art of styling shelves and tabletops with curated decor items, artwork and personal touches that will reflect your personality. All right, so now let's talk about the finishing touches in a little bit more detail. first I'll talk about some of the different categories you want to consider, and then we'll consider, one or two categories in detail. So number one, define our style. Make sure we do that, or you do that before selecting your finishing touches. You want to make sure that you're staying true to whatever specific aesthetic you want to achieve. Also, stay true to your color palette. If you're choosing, if your color palette is one of maybe more whites and creams and grays, or maybe even taupes, you want to make sure that you're considering some pops of color through your accent pieces that you add, like your artwork or maybe your decorative accessories. Make sure you're bringing in some luxurious textures. Now, again, you can do that and add that visual interest with plush, velvet, faux fur, satin, silk, your metallic finishes, as I've said over and over, and use, you can bring in some of these elements with your throw pillows, curtains, rugs, or your furniture pieces. Now, we've talked in depth about lighting, so we won't do that again here, but remember, Modern Glam Interiors really, use lighting to serve as a focal point and also to enhance that glamorous atmosphere. Again, you don't want to forget about the mirrors and all of your reflective surfaces. Don't forget your artwork and your wall decor. Go with or maybe select bold or sophisticated artwork, maybe large-scale abstract pieces, maybe consider glamorous photography or even modern art, because it can all make a strong visual impact. Also consider wall decor such as ornate mirrors, textured wall patterns, or maybe even an intricate wallpaper pattern. Wallpaper is in for the Modern Glam Fab home. Now, statement furniture, you've already invested in your statement furniture. So hopefully you've got those things in place when you get to adding those final touches, but you can still bring in a few pieces, maybe some unique shapes, little, accent pieces or etc. that will really just tie the whole look together. Your glamorous accessories are a must. You want to look at maybe vases, candle holders, decorative bowls. Just don't overdo it. Bring in those elegant trinkets, but remember that you're also wanting a clean, minimalistic sort of look, yet glam at the same time. Now, remember, it's all about balance. If you're aiming for a harmonious blend of modern glam and modern elements and glamorous elements to really truly achieve a truly fab result. All right, so part of the finishing touches that you want to consider is the art of designing and styling your tabletops and your shelves. Very, very critical. Styling tabletops and shelves is really a wonderful way to add personality, visual interest, and a touch of modern glam to your home decor. Now, by curating and arranging items thoroughly or thoughtfully, you can transform these spaces from drab to fabulous. Now, this is a step-by-step guide that may help you, I hope, style your tabletops and shelves with curated items and personal touches. Now, I know that we've already done our decluttering, but we want to start if we're going to style our tabletop or our shelf by clearing the space. Just remove all the existing items so that we can work with a blank canvas and start fresh. Now, again, first thing you want to think about is your theme or your color scheme. Decide on a theme or color scheme that goes with the overall color scheme that you've chosen for your home, and make sure that this will help you rather to create a cohesive look and ensure that the items you select complement each other. Now, for the modern glam style, again, you're going to hear me say this over and over again: combinations of metallics, mirrored surfaces, bold accents. That's the way to go. Now, select a variety of items. Gather a collection of decorative items that fit your chosen theme or color scheme rather. These can be like vases, candles, sculptures, trays, books, picture frames, other decorative objects. Again, aim for a mix of heights, shapes, textures, and material to add visual interest. Now then, edit and curate. Review your collection of items and select the ones that work best together. Be mindful of creating balance and avoid overcrowding. It's often better to display a few very carefully chosen pieces than cluttering the space with just, too many items. Maybe consider odd numbers, groups of 3s or 5 for a more visually pleasing arrangement. Also, make sure to create focal points. Choose a few standout pieces that will act as focal points on the tabletops or shelves. Now, these could be larger items, such as maybe something in a unique shape or texture, or a piece with sentimental value. Place them strategically to draw the eye and create visual impact. Now, don't forget to play with heights and layers. Vary the heights of your items to add dimensions to the display. Use risers, stack books, or, utilize decorative stands to elevate certain pieces. Layering items in front of one or behind the other can also create depth and visual intrigue. Don't forget to add those personal touches. Incorporate personal items that reflect your tastes, hobbies, or travels. These could include maybe framed photographs, souvenirs, or some cherished object that holds sentimental value. Mixing these personal touches with curated items adds a personalized touch to the overall design. Pay attention to negative space. Don't forget the importance of negative space. Leave some empty spaces, in other words, on the tabletop or shelf to allow the eye to rest and appreciate the arrangement. This will also prevent the display from looking too cluttered. And you know what? Experiment with arrangements. Play around with different arrangements until you find one that feels most visually pleasing and balanced to you. Take a step back and observe the display from different angles to ensure it looks good from all perspectives. A trick I've used myself is to take a picture. Sometimes I just can't see something clearly looking at it with the naked eye. So I take photos, and in the photos I can see what I couldn't see when I was looking at it and really trying to determine what look I want to go with. Now, also regularly refresh and update. Keep in mind that styling tabletops and shelves is not a one-time task. Feel free to change and update the arrangement periodically to keep the look fresh and interesting. Experiment with different items or rotate existing ones to breathe new life into the space. And, mainly remember, the art of styling tabletops and shelves, it's subjective, right? There really are no strict rules. I've shared with you some tips that, maybe some of the experts share, but all in all, trust your own instincts, have fun with the process, and let your personal style shine through. Right, there you have it. I hope that you find that this is a comprehensive guide and it will help you to transform your home from drab to modern glam fab. Now, I also hope that you'll find this episode useful, whether you're starting from scratch or giving your existing space a makeover. I definitely hope that this is an episode that will provide you with some inspiration and practical tips that you will need to help you create that stunning and luxurious and glamorous home. Now, if you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. Please leave a comment. Let us know here, what you think. And, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, hit the like button. Don't forget to visit our other channels where you can find out how to create your own DIY glam decor. There's also a tablescape channel. There's also a shopping blog. Now, I've left links to all of those channels in the description box. Also, modernglamhome.com is now up. It's operational. So I hope that you will go and visit that site for additional information. So again, I thank you so much for tuning in and for listening. And I hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful day, a wonderful night. And I can't wait to talk to you again in the next episode. Bye-bye. Hope to talk to you soon.